No, when you brought Stephanie in, the idea was that she would help fill a specific need. How do you think she's done with that so far?
I think she's been phenomenal. Uh, I think she's very coachable, almost to the point where she's really too hard on herself. And I actually had a little discussion with her yesterday about, you've only played 11 games at this level. Kind of calm down a little bit. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. But the impact she's made on our team has been dramatic, and both ends of the floor. And she's a great teammate. So we're really lucky to have her, and she's just going to get better and better, I think. And she's more comfortable here, and she's more comfortable every day at the level. So I think she's got some really big things ahead of her.
I know you had talked about that she had the potential to do things that you haven't had in a while. Has that been seen kind of with being able to provide disruption around the rim and then just also the rebounding?
Yeah, I think it's both of those. Certainly the defensive ability to, block shots, alter shots. That's not something we maybe ever had, and it's a very rare thing in the women's game to have someone that, in the men's game you see it all the time. Rim protectors, and I think what Steph's done is unique in a lot of ways. Certainly her rebounding continues to get better. She's more aggressive. She's going after the ball. Obviously, Saturday she was really, really good in that area. So, every day she just gets a little bit better, a little more comfortable. But providing those kinds of things for our team has been really important because we didn't have that. And she added something that we did not have. And then it's up to the coaches and her teammates to figure out the best way to use that unique skill set to our advantage.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about is I know at times when in the past when you've struggled to shoot, you've done some kind of unique things like show them just like a collage and made shots and stuff like that. When it comes to the 3-point shooting right now, is there anything you've done to spark that, or is it just whatever?
Not yet. Before that, we actually shot it pretty well for a couple games. I think the biggest thing for me is are you getting the shots that you feel are good shots? And I would say yes. Are the people taking the shots that you feel they can and have made them in the past? And I would say yes to that as well. It's disappointing. It's frustrating. When you go 4 for 26, and so I think you walk. As you know, I'm a huge baseball guy, and it's like, okay, do you put Paul Goldschmidt on the bench when he goes 0 for 12 in a series? Well, I don't think so. I mean, you have to go with what people have done and proven over time. At least I think so. But you do walk a fine line by saying, well, let's take the ball to the basket more. Well, does that mean you don't want me to shoot it? So we have to figure that out better, especially myself. But right now, I'm not obsessing over it. Obviously, I hope it gets better.
First of all, how is Lexi? I know she had the hit, but played still. Is she? Who's 100% at any time of the season? But how's she feeling?
No, she feels good. I thought she was really good on Saturday, and really for our team right now, everyone's pretty good except for B, obviously. But as you said, for January, and it's like I told our kids, the basketball season is about 9 months long, and 6.5 months of it's over. So it's a weird dynamic that most of the season is over, but most of the games are still to go. So, but our health is good, and we're in as good a place as we possibly could be.
And also in terms of Lexi, I know at times this year she's had some maybe uncharacteristic shooting struggles, but the defense that she's known for doesn't flag. You've talked about many times, very few kids come in and want to play defense. She had that. What does it say about her that even when sometimes open looks aren't going, that end doesn't falter at all?
No, it hasn't. Lex competes every play, and she's got a little bit of Ashley Jones in her. Like if she's 0 for 5 and she's wide open, the 6th one's going up. And she was 1 for 9 from the 3 on Saturday, and every one of them was wide open. But she found other ways to score. She got to the rim, she got to the free throw line, and like you said, she's our best defender, and she was coached that way by her dad, and she competes, and she's not afraid of anything. And I think having a short memory sometimes is a good thing. Again, go back to my baseball. It's like the closer that gives up the home run, and you better run him back out there the next day. And that's Lex. So I think that's a good thing. And what she's done for our team is pretty special.
How has Steph maybe helped weather some of that storm or inconsistencies?
No, I think Steph provides a little bit of a safety net. We can run a play to get a shot on the block that in the past maybe we couldn't do. There were 2 or 3 times in the game Saturday where we made a defensive mistake, we got beaten, Steph blocked it. And, all of a sudden you're not real worried about getting beat. She gets a defensive rebound. And now that you're in the league, you're playing against bigger, stronger, whatever players almost every single night. So to have that length and competitiveness, and Steph's minutes are going up. The goal all year was to see if we could get her around 28 from where she started. I think she's at 24 now. So I think if we could get her to a situation where she is 25 to 28 minutes a game, and then you push that to a 40-minute game, like how does that equate to 40 minutes? Those numbers are pretty impressive.
Bill, I know you don't have like a magnifying glass held up to the stat sheet through the whole 40 minutes of the game, but when you got that back Saturday and saw 4 out of 26 and you still won by 23 in a Big 12 game, did you raise your eyebrows at all?
I didn't. To be honest with you, during the game, I didn't think it was that bad. I knew we were missing a lot of them, but I didn't think it was that bad. It's one of those things where your team, if they were bad shots, I would have been really worried about it. I don't think they were, but we went 25 for 7. Like, we're 25 for 27 from the free throw line, so we do have the ability to make shots. We didn't make free throws, or we didn't make threes that game. So I don't know, maybe it's my maturity. I don't worry about it as much as I used to, but if the shots are there, we're going to take them. And it's like it's like a football team that they're a passing team. You're not going to quit passing, because a guy drops it or you throw an interception or something. That's the way we play. That's what we've recruited to, and hopefully, you feel better when you shoot bad and win. And I've been on the other end of that a lot too. That's the nature of this game. So hopefully, coming back home, we did a lot of shooting in practice yesterday, though. I will tell you that, probably too much.
And then what do you see at West Virginia? I know they have that win over Georgia.
Yeah, I think with West Virginia, their guard play is really good. Madison Smith is someone that's always played well against us. J.J. Quinterly's coming off a monster game against Oklahoma. Dawn, new coach, but Dawn's built a really good program in South Dakota. They're tough, they're physical. A lot of new players, a lot of transfers, so it's hard to judge that. But yeah, they had a good win over Georgia, and the Oklahoma game was closer than the score. But when you have really good guards, I think you always have a chance, and their guard play is going to be really good.
One thing Stephanie had said when she came here too was she hoped being able to play here would elevate her pro potential. Mm-hmm. Has she been able to do that so far? Or is it too early in the process?
No, it's not too early. People are pretty excited about her. They should be. I don't profess to know the ins and outs of the WNBA maybe like I should, but she's 6'6", she's skilled, she can shoot the 3, she can block shots, extremely coachable, is a phenomenal teammate. She checks off every single box that I think a team could. Now again, that league is like anything, especially professionally. It's got to be the right fit. Bridget Carlton is arguably one of the best players to ever play here, and she had a really hard time making that league. And luckily Minnesota and Bridget are a perfect fit. So hopefully Steph will get that chance. She wants to, and I would be stunned if she didn't get the chance. And these next 2 months are going to be important, not just from her basketball standpoint, but I think the bigger thing for Steph is where she was when she came in here on May 15th physically, and her strength level to where it will be when the season ends, I think will be even a bigger piece for her chance to move on to play at a higher level.
It hasn't elevated her to like top 5, top 10 pick yet, or
no, I don't think she's in
like
that stratosphere.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. I mean, she's going to get picked. I mean, I would think by someone, and someone's going to give her a shot to get into camp. And the biggest thing is, again, you're 6'6", you're skilled, and you're an amazing human being. Why wouldn't you want that on your team? But again, that's the smart people and the pros who do that. I don't do that.
Getting the win on the road against a team that was 12-1, great way to start off the conference race. What's your message to your team now about the importance of then coming back home and making sure you protect your home floor?
Yeah, I think that's obviously when you get into the conference stuff, that's the big thing. I go back, John, to Coach Floyd. You know, +1 when you win on the road, -1 when you lose at home, and it's nothing if you win at home or lose on the road. So it's like you're +1 to start the season, and I think especially when you play everyone twice. The goal is limit the sweeps and get as many as you can get. We got a chance to sweep Tech, and you know you have to go to West Virginia. So if you win this one, that's a good thing to build on. So and that's the nature of this league, and certainly I think our players understand that. That's I bore you guys to tears with the next 40-minute thing, but it's real. Like one of the kids asked me on the plane when we come back, when do you start thinking about West Virginia? And it's the instant I got on the plane. That's when we start with West Virginia. So that's a good thing. We'll be ready to go, I hope.
It's been a pretty weird season so far. Drake at home got canceled, Iowa on the road, and a lot of good teams out in Portland, but not really that signature home game yet. How does it feel just returning home to play a Big 12 team?
Yeah, it's really. I think our kids are really excited. You're right. I mean, I think we built a really good schedule, but you're exactly right. Very few of those games, if any, were home games. It just kind of the way it worked out with in-state games and the chances to get in those big events, on whether on neutral sites. But we have 9 great home games in front of us, and I think our fans are excited about it, and hopefully those 9 games will be the kind of games that our fans are used to seeing. So we'll be ready, I think.
All right, thanks.